This video will introduce you to SPSS, which stands for Statistical Product and Service Solutions. It is one of the most popular statistical packages for complex data manipulation and analysis. When opening SPSS, the default window is the data editor. It contains two sheets, the data view and the variable view. We will review 4 scales of measurement. The nominal scale groups data into classes, such as gender. The ordinal scale focuses on order, like ranks. The interval scale measures distance with an arbitrary zero, such as temperature. Finally, the ratio scale measures ratios with a natural zero, such as salaries. We will introduce 3 basic analyses in SPSS. Frequencies produce tables with counts and percentages. Descriptives show maximum, minimum, mean, and standard deviation. Linear regression estimates coefficients of a linear equation. To perform a frequencies analysis, click Analyze, then Descriptive Statistics, and finally Frequencies. To perform a descriptives analysis, click Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, and then Descriptives. Within the descriptives options, you can analyze additional statistics like quote variance and kurtosis. Select the desired options and click Continue. After selecting the variables and options, click OK in the descriptives box to view the results of your analysis. To create a graph, click Graphs, Legacy Dialogues, Interactive, and then Scatterplot from the main menu. This is an example of the available options for creating a graph. This is an example of a bar chart. This is an example of a pie chart. This is an example of a line chart. A histogram is like a bar chart that displays the number of cases. You can click Display Normal Curve to check the distribution. For regression analysis, click Analyze, Regression, and then Linear from the main menu. This screen is where you define the dependent and independent variables for the regression analysis. The one-sample t-test checks for a difference between a sample mean and a predetermined population mean. Click Analyze, Compare Means, then one-sample t-test. You enter the predetermined population mean in the test value field. The independent samples t-test checks if 2 unrelated samples differ significantly. Click Analyze, Compare Means, then independent samples t-test. Assign your dependent variable to test variables and your grouping variable to grouping variable. Click Define Groups to specify your groups. The paired samples t-test checks if 2 related samples differ significantly. Click Analyze, Compare Means, then Paired Samples t-test. Here you define the pairs of related variables to compare. Thank you for watching this video on SPSS.